Welcome to a special edition of That's Debatable. I'm Ryan Dietrich, here with my special guest, Ty Fisher, and this is a Stanley Cup Finals preview. My Colorado Avalanche taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning in this year's Stanley Cup Finals.
My Tampa Bay Lightning.
There you go. The Tampa Bay Lightning, that works too. That's why I brought in my guy. He's a Tampa Bay Lightning fan. I'm a Colorado Avalanche fan. We need to have some debate, see what's going to happen, make our predictions. But first, we'll give you a path to how we got here. We'll start with the Western Conference Finals. The Avalanche are rolling. They are 12-2 through the finals so far. That's why the Avalanche are the betting favorite in this series. There are a minus 190 money line favorite to win the series. So essentially, the Avs are a 2-1 favorite coming in. We'll get into some of the details on why that's a little bit closer, a little bit of a 50-50 battle. But the Avalanche, Western Conference playoffs. First off, they started with the Nashville Predators, swept them out of the building, 4-0, made quick work of them. The St. Louis Blues, a little tougher task there. The Avs faltered in Game 5, had a hang-up, won the series 4-2. And then the Western Conference Finals, blew them out of the water. Edmonton Oilers rolled in. Connor McDavid's strength, but a little weak at the net, and the Avs, again, swept them out of the building. So like I said, 12-2, rolling hot. They haven't played in about a week, but that'll be okay. They need some rest. Ty, how have the Tampa Bay Lightning got here so far?
A little bit tougher, obviously, but we got here. Ended up going 7 games against the Toronto Maple Leafs. That series was back and forth. Easy sweep against the Florida Panthers. Obviously, a sweep's a sweep. And then fell asleep the first 2 games against the Rangers, but turned it on quick and ended up winning 4-2 against the Rangers. Now we're here against your Avalanche.
I like it. Yeah, a little hang up there. I was kind of, watching the Eastern Conference Finals. Rangers jumped out to a 2-0 lead.
Yeah.
I was pulling for the Rangers.
I think everybody was pulling for the Rangers.
As an Avalanche fan, not real concerned, but hey, 2 back-to-back Stanley Cups, looking for their third man. That's always going to be tough to see them come in like that. Like I mentioned, the Avalanche are the series favorite.
Mm-hmm.
At the money line price is minus 190. Heading into the first game is going to be Wednesday night. And the Avalanche, I think the money line is minus 170. You can get some pretty good value on Tampa Bay Lightning. They're like plus 145. Odds are, if the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to steal one in Denver, odds are it's going to be that Game 1. So the Avalanche, like I said, a minus 170 money line favorite to win Game 1. There's a little bit of value there if you're a betting man and see the Tampa Bay Lightning stealing one of those first 2 home games in Denver. It might be that first game just because the Avs will be coming off about 8 days of rest. That rest versus rust is always kind of that old debate. I think they're going to be fine. Come out blazing like a bunch of bottle rockets out the cannon. So that's my take. The over-under is at 6, and so that's definitely one of the scoring. One of the headlines here is the Avalanche scoring prowess, man. They are just piling on the goals.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that, we run into Andrei Vasilevsky.
The big cat.
Is that his nickname?
Yeah, the big cat.
I understand why. He's only 27 years old, but he's like 6'3". He's a pretty big dude.
Yeah. I think with Andrei Vasilevsky, I think the Rangers kind of figured out where his weak side was a little bit. It's that blocker side.
Okay.
Obviously, they got that 1 goal in Game 6 right off of the draw and tied it up. But they figured it out as the series went on. However, it's Andrei Vasilevsky. He turns it on when it's like do or die moments.
Yep.
Right? He was able to get the win. It shifted his ranking a little bit because he had 6 shutouts in series clinching wins.
Yep.
With a 0.5 goals against average. That goal made it 0.25. So it's okay, but he's one of the best goalies in the league, obviously.
Yep.
No offense to Darcy Kemper or Elvis Merzlikins or nothing, but I think Andrei Vasilevsky is probably one of the best goaltenders in the league, if not of this era.
Yeah, I don't think you can argue that. He was the Vezina Trophy winner in 2018-19, I believe.
Yep.
I think that award is going to go to Igor Shesterkin this year from the Rangers. But hey, they just wiped him out. So, and Vasilevsky's only 27. So I mean,
I didn't think I was a couple years younger than him. I thought I was like maybe 3-4 years younger than him.
it's always crazy when you look up those stats and check their age against yours. Like Steph Curry, I'm only like 9 months older than Curry, man. It's just
Jesus.
it's crazy. Real quick, let's get into some of the big questions coming up into Wednesday. With our injury history, or injury report is what I'm going to get to. So Wednesday, at least for the Avalanche to start with, Nazem Kadri had a left hand. He had thumb surgery on the 6th, on June 6th. So we're talking just last Tuesday.
Yep.
He was skating around Sunday, skating around without a stick. The report says today he's day-to-day. I doubt he'll play game 1 is kind of just my gut feeling. Maybe just hold him out a little bit longer. But, man, he's a big piece in there. I think he's got 9 points through the playoffs already. He's got a hat trick in one game against the Blues. And he's a big part of that emotional leader. Obviously, he brought out a lot of emotions in the Blues series when he crashed into Binnington. And then, there was some racial things going on at the Blues game. Gets dragged into social media, some things like that. So Kadri is, a big factor and a big emotional piece for the Avalanche. He can still do those things from the bench. But, man, when he's on the ice, he brings the energy, the effort, and he can get it done from a variety of different ways. So definitely going to be a big piece to see when he comes back.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, was he the recipient that got boarded in the was it the Edmonton series or the St. Louis series?
It was a Vander Kane in the Edmonton series.
Yep.
I think it was game 2. Got boarded.
Yeah.
Cross check from behind. He's a foot out. One of those terrible situations. But yeah, that was Nas.
Okay.
So game 2 against the Oilers, I believe, was when that happened. The 4th was when he got hurt.
Obviously, one of our biggest pieces in Braden Point. He took a nasty spill. Game 2 against the Rangers. Didn't play throughout the rest of the series. He was skating today. Participated in all the drills. We're hoping he's 100%, but obviously John Cooper will let us know. We'll let the fans know, and media know probably tomorrow whether he's able to play throughout the series. If he's not 100% for the series, obviously we lose him, and he won't be healthy until the start of next season. Eric Chernak had to leave for a while in Game 6. After taking a slap shot off the hand, Victor Hedman had to leave for a while in Game 6, also against the Rangers. So those knick-knack injuries, kind of going down a tunnel and getting checked out, those are worrisome. But they both were able to come back. But the biggest one is Braden Point. He's been dealing with a lot of injuries throughout these last 3 playoffs. 2020, 2021, this year also.
Okay.
The knee is what's bothering him. He took a spill in a warm up in Tampa Bay before Game 3. He was skating fine and then took a spill into the boards. That marked him out for the rest of the series. He was hoping to get back, but Cooper played it safe, obviously. But that's the big circle regarding Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he played 7 games. Was when he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had 4 points through those first 7 games. Definitely a big point to be missed for them.
Yes.
And for the Avs, Sam Girard got knocked out early on in the playoffs. I think in that first series against the Predators, Sam Girard's a big piece of that defense, but they've been missing him. Eric Johnson has filled in. Eric Johnson doesn't have a whole lot of experience. He's kind of a veteran in the league. But he stepped in and kind of held up fairly well. Their replacement of picking up Josh Manson midway through the year has really kind of helped fill in that defense ahead of knowing that Girard got injured. So Sammy Girard been missing through the playoffs. Has been a big piece for the Avs on the defensive side. But he's out indefinitely, so, they readjusted in that first series, and they're rolling on since. John Cooper, you mentioned John Cooper a couple times. So instead of injuries, let's move on to some of our strengths, our key players, some things like that. I know John Cooper has never won the Coach of the Year award, but, man, Here he is. 3rd Stanley Cup Finals.
Yep.
He's won 2 back-to-back. So when I was doing my kind of matchup, who's got the advantage? Is it Jared Bednar or is it John Cooper? Cooper's got two cups in his third in a row. Jared Bednar actually has the best postseason win-loss record of active coaches in the NHL. So, he's struggled a little bit. That's been some criticism with Bednar, the inability to adapt in the middle of some series. The Avs getting bounced the last 3 years, in the second round each time. But I feel like he's finally getting his groove, got some experience with the squad. So I think he's going to be able to make any kind of adjustments. So in that kind of coaching matchup, I'd say it's fairly evenly matched, despite John Cooper having the two cups.
Yeah. The interesting fun fact was, I completely forgot about this. In Cooper's 9 years of being the head coach for Tampa Bay, he's gotten to the team to 4 Stanley Cup Finals. 2 of them win. 2015, we lost to Chicago Blackhawks.
Yep.
And then obviously this year. I think Cooper, there's one thing about Cooper that I've noticed. Whenever Tampa Bay wins a game in a series, like game 1, game 2, whatever, he is so emotionless that it's funny. I kid you not. And then, series clinching win, he's, fist pumping everybody and whatnot. But I echo what you say. They're both evenly good. Obviously, Colorado having the better end of the hand, much to my dismay to admit to you. But but I think Cooper's experience these 9 years helps him get to where he is now.
Absolutely.
Three trips to the finals in a row is definitely hard, but winning 3 in a row is definitely harder.
Yep, you got that right. Hey, and speaking of a couple of fun stats, so let's talk about Maroon from the Lightning. I'll take that one, and I'll let you take Corey Perry.
Yeah.
What is it, Pat Maroon?
Yep.
Is that right, for the Tampa Bay Lightning? He is a one-man dynasty, actually. He's won 3 Stanley Cups in a row, and this is his 4th final. So in 2018-19, he was with the Blues, won that cup, and then he got traded to Tampa Bay. He won 2 back-to-back. So, man, 3 in a row for him, the one-man dynasty.
Yep.
Tell me about Corey Perry.
Corey Perry. Many people know Corey Perry for a lot of things he did with Anaheim, but Corey Perry, this is his 3rd consecutive Stanley Cup final trip. He lost the previous 2, 2020 to when he was with Dallas, to Tampa Bay. 2021 when he was with Montreal, to Tampa Bay. I said it the other day, if you can't beat him, join him. So now he's with Tampa Bay, and now he's in the Stanley Cup final again.
Poor guy's gonna lose 3 in a row, man. That's terrible.
That's crazy. Or should I say that's debatable?
There you go. That's debatable. All right, let's talk about the offense. So that's Colorado Avalanche. The name of the game is the offense, going down and checking off where the advantage is.
Yep.
Goal scoring, speed. Strength is one of those things that's kind of been the Avalanche, I don't know, not necessarily their Achilles heel, but the last couple seasons it's been all speed and finesse. I think they finally got some of that grittiness back. The Avs love to just get out and, basically run the floor, as it were.
Yeah.
Push it up and down the ice, real strong with the forecheck. How's Tampa Bay going to answer that? Do they have an answer for that? You said Vasilevsky's weak side is that pad side.
Yeah.
And, man, you got McKinnon right over there on that side, especially during power plays.
So I think the answer to that is Nikita Kucherov, obviously. Nikita Kucherov and Steven Stamkos.
Yep.
The first line of Andre Palat, Steven Stamkos, Nikita Kucherov is the dominant line. Now, you also have the Undertakers, and the Underdogs, I should say, in the 4th line, which is the Pat Maroon line in that center.
I like the Undertakers better.
Yeah. But with the 3 up front, Palat, Kucherov, and Stamkos, that line has combined for X amount of goals. I can't even remember the top of my head.
22.
There it is. Of the goals that we have scored. Now, the Steven Stamkos goal in Game 6 against the Rangers was that line. Palat to Kucherov to Stamkos. I think the way that they spread the puck out from one to another is definitely something that cannot be stopped. Right? Now, when you have the 4th line on, the 4th line is the power play line. That's always going to be like their bread and butter.
Right.
They are absolutely untouchable. Yeah, there may be some peak penalty kills there, but I think with Pat Maroon dominating that center in the 4th line, I mean, you can't get any better than that. I don't know if you can, but I think that the first and fourth line is what makes Tampa Bay click so well.
Yeah, they've got a lot of chemistry there. The Avs' fourth line, I'd give the edge to Tampa Bay there. Yeah, Cogliano, Helm, and Logan O'Connor for the Avalanche. That's their fourth line kind of currently. Cogliano's a little bit banged up. Darren Helm's been a big piece. He's come in and played really well. Logan O'Connor, he's sort of been skunked so far. He's got 1 goal, 2 assists, so maybe looking for a little bit more production out of him. And you talked about the big lines, man. First line versus first line. Landeskog, McKinnon, and Nichushkin. Then you throw Devon Taves and the man, Kel McCarr. Look out. And it's good. And we're talking about it now. It's a tale of the tape, man. Big boys against big boys.
Yes.
It is going to be some good hockey.
Yeah. And I think on that first line also, if you want to talk about the defensive pairing, Victor Hedman and Mikhail Sergachev.
There you go.
Those are absolutely 2 of the most dominant defenders that this playoffs has seen, at least on the Eastern Conference side.
There you go.
Right. So,
and that is kind of what. Do you see that too? I've seen some talk about Victor Hedman passing the torch to Cale Makar. Hedman's a Norris Trophy winner, arguably one of the best defensemen in the league the last few years. But Cale Makar is certainly making his case for that. He's got 5 and. Let me look real quick. Makar's got 5 goals, 17 assists so far. He's getting done on both sides. I mean, Gretzky compared him to Bobby Orr.
Ooh.
So I'm really looking for Cale Makar to make his name. And also Nathan McKinnon. In my mind, this is a great chance for Nathan McKinnon. Our producer, Adam, had mentioned Connor McDavid, as the best player in the NHL. Nathan McKinnon is right there with him.
Yeah.
He wants that title. And McKinnon's got 11 goals and 7 assists so far in these playoffs. And I think if he wants to take the opportunity to show up against, 3-time Stanley Cup Finals, Tampa Bay Lightning, I think this is a great opportunity for McKinnon to maybe elevate himself to best player in the league if he comes out and just blows it up. And he'll like a chance too, man. Good scorer against a good goalie is what I'm looking for, because McKinnon likes to let him rip from wherever. Vasilevsky can shut him down.
Yeah.
But I'm anxious to see that. I think McKinnon's going to want to get into him and want to take some shots.
I think that's one thing, me personally, that I'm scared of is Nathan McKinnon.
Yep.
Just because he's so good.
Yep.
But you have to see the both sides of it.
Absolutely.
And as you just did, I think Vasilevsky's going to have his what can I say? He's going to have his work cut out for him.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we're going to see that in kind of some trends of the games. We'll get to our winners here. That's kind of my wrap up. I'm very excited to see my big guys step up. I'm really, Cale Makar is so young but so talented. And this Tampa Bay Lightning squad, man, they've been together. They've got the experience. It's just Tampa Bay's going to look to block them down, really limit possessions for the Avs, limit their shot attempts, kind of shrink that ice. The Avs really like to open it up, let some room, and let it out and run. Tampa Bay's definitely going to have to turn that around and slow the pace down.
Yep.
Darcy Kemper on our side for the Avs. He's definitely got his work cut out for him. The good thing the Avs have also got Pavel Francouz to back him up. So if anything happens, injuries, weird things like that, they can step in and fill in. So, Avs scoring, high-powered offense, great power play against a really solid Tampa Bay, whose strengths would be the goalie. Their defense is excellent, and they've got a great power kill. Power play, they've got a great penalty kill.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
So it's going to see who edges out who. I think there'll be a couple big games. I think the Avs will get, I think they'll win 1 or 2, maybe 6-2, 5-3, something like that.
High scoring games.
But a couple of those, we should see a lot of 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, some things like that. So
hopefully no 5 overtimes.
I like overtimes. Hopefully not 5 though. All right, predictions. What do you got? Give me your final prediction.
I'm not gonna be too homer, but I'd have to say Tampa Bay in 6.
You're taking them in 6?
Yep.
All right. I'll take the Avalanche in 6. I can definitely see this series going 7. I mentioned it on That's Debatable last week. The Stanley Cup Finals, man, it just this playoffs in general. A lot of series go 7 games.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's just, It's one of the most physical things there is, and they play every night. It's fast-paced. It's awesome. It's intense. I'm excited. So I'm going to take my Colorado Avalanche. The first time in 20 years, they're going to get it done in 6. But, you make a good case for the Tampa Bay Lightning, man.
Do you 3 leave? Get it? Believe it?
The little 3 on the end there, is that the...
Yep.
That's the campaign this year, believe?
Yep.
All right. Well, they're trying to run it back for the 3rd time in a row, man. I mean, they're here. Hopefully Colorado can get in the way.
I guess we'll see what happens.
All right. And you heard it here, folks. The Stanley Cup preview with Ryan Dietrich and Ty Fisher on That's Debatable. Puck drops Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on ABC. Tune in. And also tune in to That's Debatable, which is going to be live Wednesday night at 8 o'clock as well. We'll have some live game updates, more debate, a lot of talk about the NBA Finals. But that's it, man. I'm excited for the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's go.